Floods and power failures for thousands of families on Christmas Day. Homes are underwater and many have been evacuated for fear of rising waters.
Christmas Day, it's just, supposed to be one of the best days of the year, and it's turned out to be horrible.
Plus, tens of thousands are enduring the celebrations without electricity. Also on the programme, a royal Christmas. 4 generations gather for the festivities as the Queen reflects on the birth of her great-grandson.
This is ITV News with Charlene White.
Good afternoon. Thousands of people are spending Christmas Day without power after the stormy weather. Homes have been flooded with some families evacuated. This afternoon, 50,000 homes are without electricity. There are 102 flood warnings across England and Wales. And according to the Environment Agency, 193 areas are on flood alert. Well, from Dorset, Ben Chapman has the latest.
It was the worst Christmas morning anyone here could have imagined. In Iford near Bournemouth, residents were woken at 3 in the morning and ordered to leave as the swollen River Stour flooded their homes. 90 people are spending Christmas Day at a rescue centre waiting for the water to recede. Kate Parker was at her brother's overnight and was told what had happened over the phone.
I got a phone call from the manager of the site to say that at 3 a.m. the river had burst its banks and that the park was underwater. Christmas Day, it's just, supposed to be one of the best days of the year, and it's turned out to be horrible.
People living here say this river rose extremely fast and with very little warning, quickly bursting its banks and engulfing these homes. They say it is the worst flooding they've seen here for decades. More homes were evacuated in Guildford in Surrey. Others woke to find water in their front rooms. Cars are submerged, bridges closed off. Tunbridge, Woking and Bath were also affected. 50,000 people in the south of England still have no power. In Cowden in Kent, the clock stopped on Monday afternoon, forcing people to celebrate Christmas by candlelight.
We're going to use the barbecue, which I'm just hoof that out the garage.
And we're going to use hot water bottles tonight and hold the beds from water boiled on our stovetop.
Yeah, it's things will just be what they are. We'll do the best. Should be a time of relaxation.
Yeah, it does add extra stress to the day, but extra challenges, and everyone pulling together feels good. You get to know your friends and neighbours even more as you all help each other get through the day in style.
Some of the worst affected areas without power can't be reached due to flooding. It's a perfect storm that's dampening the Christmas spirit for thousands.
Well, Ben joins us now, and it's a miserable Christmas for some families then, Ben, but the worst may not be over.
Yes, and certainly for residents here, they have no idea when they're going to get back into their homes, no idea when they'll be able to assess the damage that's been caused, and that's because this river is expected to rise again this afternoon, peaking at about 5 o'clock. So real fears here this situation could get worse again before it gets better. There's still a severe flood warning in place for this river. It's among about 100 flood warnings that are still in place across the country. Some rivers are not expected to peak until tomorrow morning. The Thames, for instance, is on that list. As for the power situation, well, those people who are still without electricity now are being told it's unlikely they'll have that electricity restored before tomorrow morning. And as if that wasn't enough, there are yellow weather warnings still in place for wind and rain across much of the country tonight. This Christmas storm seems to show no sign that it's about to finish.
OK, Ben, thanks very much. Well, you can keep up to date with the latest flood warnings on our website. That's itv.com/news. Prince George stayed out of the cold this morning while his parents attended the traditional Christmas Day church service. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge joined other royals in Norfolk, but the baby prince was still the centre of attention, stealing the show and his great-grandmother's annual Christmas Day message. Here's our royal correspondent, Tim Ewart.
The Queen has a full house at Sandringham this Christmas, one of the biggest royal gatherings here for years. Prince Philip, apparently in good health despite recent concerns. Prince Harry, back from his trek to the South Pole. And William and Kate, but no Prince George. He was not taken to church, but played a prominent role in the Queen's Christmas message.
Here at home, my own family is a little larger this Christmas. The arrival of a baby gives everyone the chance to contemplate the future with renewed happiness and hope.
George was 3 months old when he was christened in October, presented to the cameras by proud parents. But now the Queen has released hitherto unseen video from that day.
After the christening, we gathered for the traditional photograph.
This was the family inside St James's Palace, posing for pictures and making a fuss of the new prince.
Good boy.
OK, straight to the lens. 1, 2, 3. Really nice.
It was a happy occasion, bringing together 4 generations.
There was another celebration in 2013, a service at Westminster Abbey to mark the Queen's coronation here 60 years earlier.
All this I promised to do.
Elizabeth was 27 then. Next year, in April, she will celebrate her 88th birthday.
The anniversary reminded me of the remarkable changes that have occurred since the coronation. Many of them for the better, and of the things that have remained constant, such as the importance of family, friendship, and good neighbourliness.
There was a special mention for those still working today, emergency services, and members of the armed forces abroad. We are forever grateful to them, said the Queen.
I wish you all a very happy Christmas.
Officials here are planning the Queen's diary for next year, but expect to see more of the young royals, including Prince George. He's likely to join his parents on a tour of Australia and New Zealand in April. Tim Ewart, ITV News, Buckingham Palace.
Christian leaders across the world have used the day to call for peace. In his first Christmas sermon, the Archbishop of Canterbury also issued an outspoken warning that the poor are missing out on the benefits of the economic recovery.
We see injustices at home as well. Even in a recovering economy, Christians, the servants of a poor and vulnerable Saviour, need to act to serve and love the poor. How we have been reminded of that in the last year by Pope Francis. They need also to challenge the causes of poverty.
And the Pope has delivered his first speech as pontiff. Pope Francis called for peace in the Middle East and Africa. His words came as at least 30 people died today in bomb attacks targeting Christians in Iraq. And finally, troops were today enjoying what's likely to be their last Christmas in Helmand province before British forces are scheduled to be pulled out of Afghanistan. Festivities at Camp Bastion included Christmas lunch with hats, crackers and all the trimmings. By the end of next year, it's anticipated all troops would have left Afghanistan. That's it from us. We're back at 7:15 this evening, so we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Oh, it can get nippy up north. But we soon warm up. Faster, Colin!
Seven Seas Joint Care proudly sponsors the ITV National Weather.
A very Merry Christmas to you. Well, for the majority, it's been a sunny rather than a snowy Christmas this year. This is the earlier satellite and radar picture. Clear skies for the majority, low winter sunshine this afternoon. But as the evening and the night develops, further showers to the top and the tail end of the country, some sleet and snow across the highest ground of Scotland, maybe occasional hail to the south and the southwest. Otherwise clearer and colder as temperatures fall, turning frosty, perhaps a little icy come dawn, with some mist and some fog in places through tomorrow morning. And this fog only lifting slowly into murky, misty, low cloud. For the rest of us, not a bad setup this Boxing Day. Fewer showers and a little sunshine for those post-Christmas walks. I'll see you a little later.
Seven Seas Joint Care proudly sponsors the ITV National Weather.